Hi and welcome back. Today we're going to dive into the royal family's money, where it comes from, how much there is, and what it's used for specifically. It gets pretty complex, there will be a little left out. We're going to get into the three main sources of income, which are the sovereign grant, the Duchy of Cornwall, and the Duchy of Lancaster. Also, I'm going to use US dollars because it's what I know. Okay, so we're going to start off with the Crown Estate, which is a collection of lands within the UK which belongs to the British monarch as a corporation and is considered the Crown's public estate, founded in 1760 by King George III. It's kind of weird. It's neither government property nor the monarch's private property, but it's governed by a semi-independent board. The Crown Estate does not include occupied royal places such as Windsor Castle or the Queen's private residences of Sandringham or Balmoral Castle, but the Crown Estate does include all kinds of holdings. For example, the entirety of Regent Street and half of St. James in London's West End, shopping centers, office buildings, horse race courses, golf clubs, 287,000 acres of agricultural land and forests, marine holdings such as the territorial seabed, 55% of the UK's foreshore, offshore wind projects, all of the native mussels and oysters in Scotland, and a lot more. So all these things make a lot of money, like a lot of money. Revenues in 2018 from the Crown Estate were around 2.64 billion US dollars. So where does all that money go? Revenue largely goes to the British government, but a percentage, which is currently 25% of the revenues, goes to the reigning monarch. So 75% or 1.98 billion goes to the treasury, while 660 million goes to the Queen. So that 25% of earnings, that 660 million of the holdings and properties and muscles, is called the sovereign grant, which is one of the three main sources of income for the royal family. And it pays for family travel, palace upkeep and utilities, and the royal employee payroll. So now for the two duchies. Let's kick off with the Duchy of Lancaster. It's similar in structure to the Crown Estate, but it is the private estate of the British sovereign and is meant only to provide independent income to the current sovereign. It's been held in trust since 1399, and much like the Crown Estate, includes land, properties, and assets all across England and Wales, such as Lancaster Castle, minerals, farmland, and more, totaling over 45,000 acres and valued in 2018 at about 741.26 million US dollars. The Duchy of Lancaster funds what is called the Privy Purse and provides the British sovereign's private income, which usually totals around $27 million a year. It's chill. The Privy Purse pays for official expenditure incurred by Her Majesty and other members of the family that was not met by the sovereign grant. Finally, the Duchy of Cornwall, which operates much like the Duchy of Lancaster, but is intended for the son of the reigning British monarch when his parent takes the throne. Thus, it is currently held by Charles, the Prince of Wales, and will pass to William if and when Charles ascends the throne. And yes, it is technically and legally only for the son, though quite a few rules and laws have changed to be more inclusive to females in the line of succession. This one is still only designated to the male heir. The Duchy of Cornwall includes about 205 square miles in over 23 countries, including farming, residential, and commercial properties, as well as an investment portfolio. This duchy pays for the expenses of Prince Charles and his heirs, meaning William and Kate, their children, and formerly met Harry and Meghan and their children. In 2019, the duchy paid Charles $28.1 million, and the duchy itself is valued at around 1.2 billion US dollars. Also, fun fact, the Duchy of Cornwall includes royal fish, which means any whales, porpoise, and sturgeons in the United Kingdom. Ownership is exacted immediately upon being caught. So, the Duchy of Cornwall owns all the whales in the UK. Interestingly, both the Duchy of Lancaster and the Duchy of Cornwall operate as corporations and are exempt from taxes, but since 1993, both the Queen and the Prince of Wales have voluntarily paid income tax on their respective duchy incomes. Full-time royals are paid from these sources and are prohibited from earning money from outside sources. Harry and Meghan, who stepped down as working royals in April of 2020 and were cut off financially from the family, have since launched a foundation, production, and audio company named Archwell, which struck major deals with Netflix and Spotify. A major issue mentioned in Oprah's interview with Harry and Meghan was security, which is paid for by the UK's government treasury. No breakdown of security costs is available, as disclosure of such information could compromise the integrity of these arrangements and affect the security of the individuals protected. Royals receive security for public duties, and some of them are also protected around the clock, namely the Queen, Philip, Charles, Camilla, William, Kate, and their 3 children. The Queen's other 3 children receive security while at royal engagements, but not 24 hours a day. There is a strong correlation with being a full-time working royal and receiving state-funded security around the clock. But if you are a part-time royal, you don't get full-time security, or it's paid for with private money. So that's a rundown of finances and security of the royal family. I hope it made sense. It's a ton of information. Stay tuned for more Royal Week videos.